right, so the first thing that comes to mind is that she doesn't have a preference on whether the toilet paper goes over or under. And I definitely do. And it should be every, self-respecting person should put it over. But she just puts it whatever way comes first.
I got a couple. He is very proper. So he's like a goody two-shoe, following the rules.
That's probably about it. Let's see, last time I checked, it was 3 plus or minus 1.
Probably 3.
And also a couple dogs, if you ask her, so.
I would like to stick with fur babies. Just kidding.
So we both went to school here at OSSM in Oklahoma City. So she came from Edmond and I came from Duncan. And I remember sitting in the break room. There's a break room in that building over there that's got a bunch of t-shirts hanging up on the wall. And I was sitting there with a couple of my friends and they said, you know who'd be really cute together? You and Gene. And I said, okay, cool. I'm 16, I don't care.
I guess I talked to him once in a classroom and then kind of forgot about that.
So I asked her the junior prom and she said, well, maybe, I'll see if my friends are going. And so we went to junior prom and we didn't start dating after that.
And then the second time we met was when I was putting my trays grumpily away, and then he came up as I was being very grumpy and he was like, hey, would you like to go to prom? And I was like.
So then I asked her to the senior prom, and this time instead of saying, oh, I'll go if my friends are going, she said, she just blushed.
And so I just turned around and I was like, I'll think about it.
I think it went great. Next question.
It went all right, I guess.
Okay, so I proposed to her at a dim sum restaurant, and she had said before that she didn't want a ring, and this is probably a fatal mistake. So I didn't get a ring, and I said, oh, let's just dress up a little bit fancy. So I wore like a shirt with a collar or something, and it was around the Lunar New Year, and so there was a little show going on in the background. And at the end of dinner, I asked her, will you marry me? And she said, no.
And he was like, so we've been dating for a while. I was wondering if you want to marry me. And I thought he was joking at that time, so I was just like, no.
So I said, no, but actually though, I'm not, like, will you marry me? And she said, sure. And then we both sort of just paid the bill and sat in our car for a long time. That's sort of hard. Well, I guess I was supposed to say she always wins. But really, usually we end up being on the same side of things by the end of the day.
I would like to say I do, but I think he usually does because he's very logical.
But yeah, usually she wins, I guess. Except for the toilet paper thing. So the number one, she really loves to laugh. I guess she's like always laughing, which is great. She's a lot of fun to be around.
Well, he is very considerate. Like whenever having a bad day or something like that, he knows to. Well, he'll do the little things that kind of make me feel better.
She's got this weird kind of fortitude where something terrible can happen or something really stressful can happen, and she'll be really unhappy about it or upset. But she, she'll keep plugging away, and she'll be fine the next day and just ready to give another crack. So that's kind of neat. I like that.
He is a good guy.
Oh, she has the best snarks.
Oh, he is snarky. I feel like our relationship is very based on sarcasm.
So we were visiting her family in China. One of her cousins was getting married. So that was a great excuse to, go over there and see some sights that I hadn't seen before. I've actually been to China once before that. So this time we went to their wedding and had a great time. And on the way back, some of her relatives gave us a duffel bag full of green bean cake. and it was 30 pounds and it's shaped like a brick and it's really dense. And we're supposed to give that to her parents. And of course, when we get into San Francisco flying back, we got stopped by the TSA. We had to unpack each of these bricks of cake. Because they're like, surely this isn't all just cake, right? We're like, yeah, it is.
So we were at San Francisco going to the Golden Gate Bridge, and we were biking across the Golden Gate Bridge. And then we were biking and I wanted to stop midway because I wanted to take some pictures. And then when I stopped, he came over and he was like, "What are you doing? Why are you stopping?" And I was like, "Well, I'm stopping to take some pictures, obviously." And he was like, "But there's a sign that says no pedestrians allowed." And I was like, "But I'm not a pedestrian though."
Like, okay, well, we have to make you unpack it. So her and I were standing there in the San Francisco airport taking bricks of cake out of some dumb duffel bag, just trying to get onto our next flight to Dallas. And we were like, why do your parents have to like this cake so much?
I am literally just stopping and taking some pictures, and he was like, "Well, I don't know if that's allowed." Literally 5 minutes later, there was a group of people that stopped right there to take pictures, and I was like, okay.
Well, she probably already knows, but I'm really excited to marry you, Jean, and I think we'll have a great life together, and I'm excited to see where we go.
I can't wait to marry you. There's gonna be a lot of hardship to come, I guess, since you hear a lot of married couples, going through those midlife crises and whatever. So, and there's bound to be like arguments along the way. So I hope that we continue to do our best to communicate better, and then just be considerate of each other, like what we've always been, and then just like keep the sarcasm going so we can all have a good laugh.